Shooting the breeze with Nadine and Janine, talking about what's going on. Just having fun as we tell you some things that happened the whole week long. And to mention a few things that you were not privy, but we to help you along. Shooting the breeze with Nadine and Janine. Hope that you come along.
So that one's the news, right?
Hi, I'm Nadine Jamison, your host, and this is my good friend Janine Bookwalter, your co-host.
Welcome to Shooting the Breeze with Nadine and Janine.
Yes, indeed. And our lineup for today's show is what's going on in Harrisburg, what's in the news, topic of the day, pearls of wisdom, and stinker of the week. Although I don't know if I have a stinker of the week this week. Okay, but let's go on with what's happening in Harrisburg. There's always something happening in Harrisburg, but I'll just give you a few things. Okay, The Machine. America's top Pink Floyd show has forged a 30-year reputation of excellence, of extending the legacy of Pink Floyd while creating another all their own. And that's starting November the 24th, and the time is 7:30 p.m. This is 222 Market Street, Harrisburg, PA. And then you have the Festival of Trees. Well, don't we all love the trees, Janine? And this is November the 27th. December 27th through December the 19th. And the time is 12:30 p.m. And recurring weekly on Saturday and Sunday. 5300 North Front Street, Harrisburg, PA. Admission, of course, is free. Who don't like free people? And the number, if you want to call, is 717-599-5188. And then we have the Pennsylvania Christmas and Gift Show. And that's December the 1st to December the 5th. And that's at 9 a.m. and it closes at 7 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday. On Sunday, they will open at 10 a.m. and they will close at 5 p.m. And so, if you're interested in what I just say, go check it out. Maybe you'll like it. So Janine, did you get your leaves up? Because it is fall, and I did start my, well, actually, Bill kind of trimmed the trees back. He trimmed back the fruit tree that we had. It was really going across the other neighbors, yard and stuff. So he really cut that back. He really cut back real good. So I have a lot of wood that I can just throw in the fireplace when it starts.
That's nice.
Yeah. And
My leaves, I ran over the lawn mower with them for 3 days in a row. I don't particularly like the idea of bagging them.
Yeah.
And so it makes like a compost. But
yes, yeah.
as I'm mowing, the leaves are hitting me on the back. And I'm thinking, it's a never-ending cycle for a
right.
while. And my leaves were growing in my neighbor's yard. I went over and apologized, and he said, "Oh, stop it." I said, "Well, it's not fair that you have to rake leaves when you don't even have any trees in the front yard."
Right.
He said, "Don't worry about it, but I can't always keep up with them."
Yeah.
So I have to just go over them every so often.
Yeah.
We can rake them and put them out along the sidewalk, but
So they come by with a blower, right? I mean,
no, they do, and they grind them up or something
okay.
if you leave them out there. But the thing is, so many of them can blow away till they get there because they only have certain dates that they come.
By the time they come and they're back all over the place,
yeah.
Except for when it rains And
Then
keeps
it
in the
packs
plate.
it down.
Yeah, it packs it down. And it's good, useful compost, you know.
Right.
But you really have to. Well, I have a lot of them. Seriously, I gotta wait till that stuff really get wet and just start going down in it. Yeah. But I love fall, and I'm glad fall is actually here. I hope it sticks around, and I hope we don't get all this hot weather that we've been getting. Because to me, it's not fall, Janine. You
It's
know,
cooler than it was, so we put in
it is
some
cooler.
hot temperatures
Yeah.
in August. Very
Yeah.
hot.
I'm just praying that Thanksgiving be cold
Yeah,
like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day we used to get snow
Yeah.
for
Oh,
Thanksgiving. That was
absolutely.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful.
We haven't seen that
Haven't
in a
seen
while.
it in a long time. In a long time. Okay, so Miss Janine, what do we have for the news?
Juices and smoothies may not be as healthy as many think. And you know what? I've always thought that as I sat there and drank one. Freshly made juices, they're really supposed to be good for you.
Supposed to
And
be, sure.
if you go to the internet and see a lot of the websites, they guarantee it.
Yeah.
Here again, we go back to checking the facts.
That's right.
What happens.
Yeah.
The people who sell them say they give you instant energy and lots of vitamins and minerals and make you lose weight too.
That's what they tell you because they want to make that money. They'll tell you anything.
I know.
Sure,
Remember the smoothie we got at the market for?
How much was it?
It was
$8.
delicious.
It was. It really was.
It was $8.
It was $8.
I
We
think
said-
that's the last one.
That's the last
we
one we'll
got,
get.
didn't
$8 for a smoothie, people. Yes. No.
Now listen to this. Here's the gullible. Here's us. Lots of people who want to have a healthy diet seem to believe the claims.
Yeah.
They buy gallons and gallons of juice. So I just was thinking though, when you drink like that, you can taste the sugar and a lot of the things.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's added sugar, sometimes it's sugar from the fruit, but
Yeah.
nonetheless it's sugar.
Yeah, but they add it right along with the sugar that's in the fruit. Yeah.
Jamba Juice, which sells juices and smoothies, has sales of $55.1 million in just 13 weeks. Coca-Cola picked up on the juice fad early. In 2001, it bought juice maker Odwalla. I've never tried that brand before, but
no, I never
in
heard of it.
2007, Pepsi company purchased Naked Juice. Now, Naked Juice, I've had that.
Yeah.
Raw vegetable and fruit juices make up 10% of sales at the health food chain. The protein bar, said founder Matt Matros, his customers believe juice is an important part of their healthy bar.
Yeah.
But let's go on to read another part of it here.
Yeah.
Juice drinkers miss out on a lot of the health benefits just because of the dietitian amounts that are required for each person. It says Americans already are harming their health by not consuming enough fiber.
Right.
A professor of food and science and nutrition voiced, whose name is Joanne Slavin. Diets higher in fiber reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and help keep people from gaining weight. Yet most American adults only achieve half the recommended daily fiber intake, which is 25 to 38 grams. So a lot of the people are saying lay away from the juices, stay away from them, and get more of the fiber.
Yeah. Right.
Juice better than nothing. I don't know if I agree with this.
No, exactly.
Eating fiber also contributes to a feeling of fullness that helps people from overeating. One 2009 study found that the people who ate apple slices before lunch felt more full than those who drank the juices. And they consumed, listen to this, 15% fewer calories.
I could believe that you'll feel fuller eating the apple than drinking the
Because it's a substance, whereas the juice kind of runs right through you. Sitting down to a bowl of kale is intimidating. I tend to agree with that.
You
kale
like
salads.
Do you like kale?
I'm not wild about it. Yeah, if I put hard-boiled eggs and tuna fish and everything else in it.
Well, I cook mine. I don't eat it as a salad.
Okay.
I cook it like I cook cabbage or collard greens, you know.
Okay.
I like
so
it
you
like
flavor
that.
it with bacon? Or bacon bits sometimes?
Well, I might put bacon in, not all the time.
Okay.
If I don't do that, if I don't do that, I'll put seasons in it.
Okay.
Like that.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
so
like
I
it.
like kale. I like it. Yeah, I won't eat it raw, but I like it cooked. Yeah.
They say that Americans don't eat enough fruits that they should, as they should too. But while not ideal, they say drinking juices is better than nothing. So
Are they mentioning water anywhere in there?
there isn't a word about water in here. Maybe the water from the apples.
'Cause
But that's about the only water it's mentioned.
Because
But-
water makes you full too. It does.
Yes, and we all know that it's important to drink,
Water, yeah.
32 ounces
But you can't
of water.
go around drinking juice all day long. Some people do that because they're thinking it's healthy. But look at all that sugar that you're drinking.
I know. So
Right?
just think about it when you go to purchase some of those juices. I know that they might not always be that great.
Yeah.
So.
But and also, Janine, they say fruit is good for you. I believe that.
Yes.
But then, if you're thinking, okay, the fruit's good, I can eat, grapes, a lot of grapes. Then they'll turn around and tell you, well, you can't have a lot of grapes because there's sugar in it. I mean, so I don't get it.
Some of it's part of a money-making scheme, really. But I'm not here to try to figure out which part is which.
I don't get it.
I have grapes on the counter.
Because I said, first they say eat grapes, they don't eat too many. And then you want to go so far as counting them. Eat 6 grapes. I said, listen, this ain't going to work for me. I want more than 6 grapes. And I eat more than 6 grapes, Janine. Come on.
I think it's about
Come, that's
portion
really-
control, which takes us into a whole nother
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, come
So-
on. I'm going to eat more than 6 grapes, Janine.
Okay. All right. So that's just something to think about and to
Yeah.
ponder.
Yeah. So
So-
we won't get that $8
No.
shake. No. Vegetable, the fruit thing.
Wait,
Yeah,
and-
$8, Janine?
It's a lot.
Come on.
It was good, but it wasn't that
It was good, but if you think about it, you could buy a bunch
Yeah.
of bananas, 5 to 6 bananas, right? You can get
a pound of grapes.
a pound of grapes, get a couple oranges, That would have lasted longer than that smoothie
Oh, it
we
would.
drank
That you
down
just
within
drank
a half
down
hour.
before we got out of the market. All right. I am excited to talk about the topic of the day.
Okay, let's do it.
Not that I have all the answers, but it's something that started going through my mind.
All right.
Now, we all know, or most of us know, about the story with Gabby Petito
Oh.
and Brian Laundrie.
Yes.
Over the summer, Gabby Petito set out with her fiance, Brian Laundrie, to travel across the country. And they went across the world, or attempted to, in her white Ford van. Their destination was the national parks throughout the western United States. For the past year, Petito regularly posted pictures with Laundrie on her Instagram account, sharing that she could not wait to start traveling the world with him.
Mm-hmm.
There are a ton of pictures. Every
Yeah.
time you go to look, there's another picture of some place that she's been
Yeah.
with him. In July 2020, Brian Laundrie proposed to her, just acting like that this was his highest dreams and hopes, and she agreed. Petito responded with yes and posted, "Every day is such a dream with you."
Oh, she was happy. Yeah.
Every nightmare.
Poor
That's
thing.
what I thought as I
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah.
She documented their trip this summer on social media, posting pictures of herself smiling in Kansas Monument Rock and going on the great sand dunes in Colorado. So we saw all these posters or pictures the public did. And she took spectacular views of Utah's Bryce Canyon National Park. But when the camera turned off, a whole different picture developed, if you'll excuse the
Yeah.
phrase. The two were in an altercation as tensions were flying high. One passerby called the authorities to report that he saw Brian slap Gabby. Petito called to her mother regularly and more was revealed, and there was tension in the relationship. Late August, Petito's phone calls to Mom stopped. Now, they had lived with the parents.
Yeah, I learned this morning they live with his parents.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
September 11th, the family reported her missing. She would go off the grid while exploring, but would always come back where she could get on the Wi-Fi and start posting and talking to people. September 19th, human remains were found that matched hers. The initial determination is homicide. Brian returned back on September 4th without her, but with her van. And he vanished 2 weeks later. August 12th, the caller said they stopped and saw Brian slap her and then drove away speedily. I got that a little out of order there, but that's around the date that it happened.
Yeah.
Now, here goes my mind. Might be accurate, might not be accurate. But I started saying to myself, is he a serial killer? Now, there are no reports of anything else happening with him being around. But they said that he was playing with Dungeon and Dragon things, games and stuff. Yeah. And there really was a dark side. And the more they investigate now, the more they come out. So was it a regular boyfriend losing his temper and hurting her? Or was he really a serial killer? And I did some studies on that because as the story unfolds more, somebody reported last night, I can't remember the person's name, but they reported that she died from strangulation.
Yeah, that was in the news, and they found that the coroner. The coroner said that's what she died from, strangulation. He strangled her to death, and he left her out there in the woods.
Serial killers, 85% are found in the United States, is what this study says. They murder 2 or more unrelated victims in separate crimes. They stalk those they want as a target, no apparent motive. They follow people that have similar characteristics and patterns of behavior. They appear normal. Their nickname is Mask of Sanity. They don't even
sane,
care.
But you're not really sane, yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's a mask.
Yeah.
It's a fake thing.
Yeah.
The killing signifies control. Their personal gain can be revenge or money, or they just have the sheer pleasure of killing. And it can be sexually involved, too.
You know what, Janine? If the cops had cared a little more, or whatever, because they saw her crying.
I know.
They asked her what was wrong. She said, we just had a fight. He was slapping her around. And they even told the cops that they saw him hit her. But
they did. The cops did say you must need to be in separate places tonight. That's all they did.
Okay.
So, but okay, serial killers are often abused children, and the abuse actually comes from the mother. They're saying, thrill seeker. They see and process as a game. Can you imagine just looking at some?
Yeah, it's scary.
They enjoy attention from media. They thrive on police pursuit. And they send taunting messages to those involved. Now, we haven't heard any of that yet, but I haven't erased that thought out of my mind. Yeah. Who thinks that they have the right to take somebody else's life?
Oh, a lot of people.
Mission-oriented. They think they are doing society a favor by getting rid of the person. They want power and control. They enjoy control over their victims, and they enjoy hearing them scream and beg for mercy. Killers keep mementos of their kills. Can be a souvenir, which is a regular item that they've had, or they can use body parts. I
Yeah.
almost flip when I say
Yeah.
that. Body parts to just
Yeah.
build a shrine.
But you know, his family don't seem to be too.
I know.
They're so nonchalant about the doggone thing.
I think they
Janine,
know
I'm
where-
telling you.
I think they know where he is.
Yeah, they probably know where he is.
And they're not,
And there's,
they're
like-
protecting him. But that's all going to come out eventually because they've got people there that
They
have
gotta
studied
find
the
him
case.
first.
Yeah, they would. And why is it taking them so long? That's my question.
Because they really let this man slip through their fingers is what they did. And he's probably saying, listen, they let me go before. I'm not going to let them catch me now.
Yeah.
You know.
But we've got expert teams out there.
Well, we should hurry and get
looking.
him.
I know.
You know, because
I
he's been
know.
out there for a long time now. And like I said, his family just don't seem too concerned about what he's done.
No, they don't.
Yeah, at
Just-
all.
Just think back on some of the famous serial killers, like Jack the Ripper, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Remember the
Yeah,
stories? But
yeah.
Charles Manson
Yeah.
and Bonnie Parker of the Bonnie and Clyde team. They were vicious.
Yeah.
They're smooth talking, very insincere. They focus on themselves and the power they can assert over others. They're egocentric and grandiose. They have no remorse.
None. At
No
all.
feelings of empathy.
No.
One said it gave me relaxation and a certain pleasure.
What?
Yep. They're deceitful and manipulative. And the one guy compared killing to playing cards.
Wow.
He said he did no harm and he had a good time
Well, who was that?
winning. His name is Rudolph Pliel. I don't remember
Killing,
him.
like, is like playing cards
Yeah,
to him.
yeah, and he had no remorse and he didn't care.
Wow.
So I think the following weeks are going to bring more information out
Yeah.
as far as what's going on, and I would not be surprised if he is.
See, those kind of people who say that killing is like playing cards, those are the ones who need to spend the rest of their lives in jail.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're already telling you, what they are and how they operate, you know, or locked up in an insane asylum somewhere.
I just can't believe that he lived with the parents.
You know what?
Didn't the
I'm thinking all this long
see-
time that she's living with her parents, he lived with his parents,
Yes.
and then I learned that she was living with them.
She was living with them. And didn't they see
There's no way in the world they couldn't have seen that, Janine.
crazy behavior? If it be,
I wouldn't be surprised if he slapped her around in front of his parents.
I know.
Because Janine, they're so nonchalant about the whole thing. They don't seem to be concerned at all.
More is going to come out as the story builds.
They will.
And more focus is put on it.
It will.
But they do have to find him first if he doesn't kill himself first.
If they find
and that's
him.
another variable.
If they find him, you know, because he's really gone.
I know.
Yeah,
So
his parents are not trying to tell the cops anything. They don't. She don't want to give her son up. But her poor parents, I feel sorry for them. Yeah.
So what tad of news do you have today?
Well, Miss Janine, I think you're going to go and do your words of wisdom.
Words of
because-
wisdom. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
because I just truly
Hang
don't
on
have
a
my news today,
second.
Janine.
What did I went and did a whole writing on and studying on something, and did not. I walked out without it today. Okay. Self-examine your heart. Sometimes we feel that, well, I didn't do anything, and if you've ever listened to somebody tell the story, our first reaction as a human being is, what? I didn't do it. But if you sit down and take time to think about the activities that happened before it, you might find that there are areas where you need to go to somebody and ask forgiveness,
Yeah.
or just say, I didn't mean to come off that
That
strong
way.
or that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's important to test your heart and see, and I think that direction will come if you sit down long enough and think about what you've done. I'm trying to think of an instance, the one between us a couple years ago.
Oh my God.
We just had a
Oh
misunderstanding
my goodness. Yes.
and probably didn't take time to think much about it at the time. It just blew up.
Yeah.
And it can happen to anybody at any time, really.
And I'm surprised it happened with us, to tell you the truth. It happened so quick.
But we didn't talk for,
Like-
what was it, a month or so?
Is probably like that, yeah, because well, maybe a little less because we had to do our show, remember?
Oh.
And I remember,
Yes.
yeah, I remember, cause I would text you a text, and I was like, not usually, hey Janine, what's going on, blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I text, will you be at the show?
Yeah.
You know.
It was very.
And you text me back, yeah.
It was
And
it.
I said to myself, okay, she's still upset with me, and so I'm saying to myself, oh my God, this is not. This is
We
crazy.
gotta do this show.
You know.
And I thought,
And I said,
I
how-
am not going to go down
Right, I
and
said,
do
how are we
that
going
show.
to do this show? And cause we weren't speaking all week, and so
It was
but
a
I had
lot.
to say something because our show was coming up. So I said, I just asked her, and like I said, I text you, are you going to do the show? You said yeah. I said, okay, she's still mad. How are we going to do this show? And we're not speaking because we weren't speaking for
Nah, it
couple
was a
weeks.
while.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I
And
come stomping down the stairs.
well, before that, usually you would come get me, right? But I was there before.
Oh, you were there before.
I was there
That's
before
right,
you.
That's right.
I was there before you,
That's right.
and I was sitting at the desk, and I'm like, Lord, how am I going to do this thing? How are we going to get through this show where we're not even speaking,
Speaking to each other.
right?
Yeah.
And so I was a little nervous about that because we've been friends for years, and that we never experienced that before.
No.
And so I was sitting at the desk in the other room, and when I heard the door, I said, "Oh God, here she comes! I know it's Janine." And I'm sitting there. I'm like, "Oh God, how are we going to do this thing? Who want to speak first? You know, I mean,
But I
how's it
did.
going to work?"
I was the- I
it wasn't like you said, "How you doing, Nadine?" You came in. You came in
Like
the
a
door.
bull with
You came
bull.
in the door. You came in with bull. We are going to straighten this out right now before we get on the air.
Because I am not doing the show, not talking to you. And that was
You
it.
said, "'Cause we are not going to do this."
No,
And
that
I
was
said
it.
to you, I said, "Oh, thank God! I'm glad that's over." That's what I said to you, and we both
Yes.
started laughing. Janine.
We did.
We
We
did.
did.
We had a heart. I said, "Oh my God! Thank God that's over with." And we laughed so
We laughed
hard.
the whole morning.
And you and I said to each other, "Let's not
It's
ever
Yeah.
let that happen again."
Yeah.
And we never did.
Yeah. No, but that's checking your heart.
It's
and
checking yourself, it's checking
And
your
what
heart,
I
yeah.
was trying to say came up. It was just misinterpreted. What you said, you think you're better than everybody. I said, no, I'm not. I just want. But anyway, we got it ironed out. And
Yeah,
that was it.
I
And
couldn't
we
believe
still
it.
talk about it.
We still talk about it because
Yeah, years
we couldn't
later.
believe it happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, God, I never want to, because you and I are friends. I said, I never want to go through that again because you were nervous about how I was going to act.
Yeah,
And I was nervous about
truthfully.
how you were going to act. And when you came in, I was like, oh God, how am I going to do this? Are we going to speak about? You came and said, we're going to straighten this out right now before.
Because, oh no, I couldn't go on anymore. But that's just if you're having thoughts with a friend or misunderstanding,
Yeah.
check your attitude towards
Yeah,
it because
yeah.
it might be something that you can humble yourself to
Sure.
do. and get it fixed up. And we both
had to
we
humble
both were
ourselves.
humble. We both were humble when we
both
finally
were humble,
talked.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you
yeah.
did that, I said, "Oh God, thank God,
Yeah,
that's over
yeah.
with." And we both
And we went out to eat
laughed.
after
And then we went out to eat like we always do.
So that's
That never
good.
happened again.
All
you know,
right.
because friendship is important.
It is.
It's important.
And
And, we've been
especially,
friends for
you've
all
got to do
years.
things to protect
Yeah.
it. It's kind of like
Oh
a
yeah.
hard-boiled egg in a shell.
Yeah.
You've got to be gentle and
Yeah.
do things to protect
And the thing we started doing was this: when we say anything, we'll say, "Now this is just my opinion.
Yeah,
It don't have to be for everybody.
Right.
You know, but this is just how I feel. You know,
Right.
and you know, blah blah blah.
And
so
so
that's
that-
how we do things. Like, yeah, but that was the time I said, "Oh, I never want to go through that again." Because it was horrible, Janine. I felt bad about us not
I
speaking. I
did
really
too.
did.
I did
And
too.
I don't know if you you know how you say who's going to speak first. You know, this, that, and the other.
yeah.
But people, listen. If you have a dear friend and you have, you know, a little misunderstanding, don't.
You have
don't
to tell
wait.
the dear friend nicely that the show's over. Dear friend,
Yes.
it's only my opinion, but I think we better
It's
get over
time
it
to go.
Go now.
Yes, indeed.
All
Thank you
right,
for
everybody.
tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.